It's a question that has been asked for centuries. Why do women cry when they have sex? In this video, I'm going to explore the psychology of why women might cry during sex and how it can be an incredibly powerful experience. Hi everyone, today I'm here to talk about something that is often seen as taboo, why women cry when having sex. There are many theories as to why women might cry during sex, but the most commonly accepted one is that it is a result of emotional release. During sexual arousal, the body releases hormones such as oxytocin and serotonin, which can lead to feelings of deep connection and intense pleasure. This emotional intensity can be overwhelming at times, leading some women to shed tears of joy or sorrow in response. The most commonly accepted explanation for why women might cry during sex is that it is a result of emotional release. This can come from the intense physical pleasure experienced during sexual arousal, as well as the intimate connection that often comes with being physically close to someone else. Women and serotonin are two hormones released in large quantities when we become aroused, which can lead to feelings of euphoria and deep bond with our partner. For some women, this intensity can be overwhelming, and they may shed tears in response. In addition to feeling overwhelmed by emotions such as joy or sorrow, some people also experience post-orgasmic blues after sex due to a sudden drop in hormone levels. This phenomenon has been linked to crying after sex, although there isn't much research on this topic yet. Some experts believe that shedding tears could be a way for women to process their emotions and cope with any negative feelings associated with their sexual experiences. It's important to note that not all crying during sex has an underlying cause. Sometimes it's simply an expression of happiness or relief at having shared an intimate moment with another person. In any case, if you find yourself experiencing strong emotions before or after engaging in sexual activity, then it's always best to talk through your feelings with your partner so you both understand what's going on and how best to manage them together. For some women, crying during sex can be a sign of vulnerability and trust in their partner. It can also be seen as an expression of love or appreciation for their partner's intimate touch. Queries are often seen as a way for women to express their feelings without speaking them out loud, allowing them to feel safe enough to express themselves in a very vulnerable moment. For some women, crying during sex can be a sign of deep vulnerability and trust in their partner. It conveys the sense that they feel safe enough to open up completely, without fear or judgment. Crying may also be seen as an expression of love or appreciation for their partner's intimate touch. It communicates that they are deeply moved by the experience and feels grateful for the connection with them. Tears can be a way for women to express emotions which might otherwise remain unspoken, allowing them to share even their most tender feelings without having to articulate them verbally. This can create an even deeper level of intimacy between partners, as both parties become aware of how much they mean to each other on an emotional level. Ultimately, crying during sex is a powerful form of communication which can help forge strong connections between two people, one that goes far beyond physical pleasure alone. While crying during sex can be a beautiful thing, it's important to remember that not all tears are positive ones. Some women may cry because they feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable with the intensity of the experience, or because they fear being judged by their partner. It's important for couples to discuss any issues before having sex so both partners feel comfortable and secure. Crying during sex can be a powerful and emotional experience. It can signify an intimate connection between partners and allow them to express their feelings more freely than with words alone. However, it's important to remember that not all tears are positive ones. Some women may cry out of fear or anxiety due to feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of the experience or because they feel judged by their partner. This is why it's so important for couples to openly discuss any issues before engaging in sexual activity so both partners feel safe and secure. It's also essential for couples to recognize when one partner is uncomfortable or anxious during sex, even if they don't vocalize it themselves. If either partner notices signs of distress, such as crying, physical tension, or hesitation, then they should take a break from the situation. Talk about how both parties are feeling without judgment or criticism. Partners should make sure that everyone involved feels respected and heard throughout the process in order for them both to have a healthy and enjoyable sexual experience together. So always remember that crying during sex is not only normal, but can actually be beneficial for both partners involved if done in an emotionally safe environment. It can help create intimacy between partners and allow them to share more deeply with each other on an emotional level. Crying during sex can be a powerful experience for both partners involved. It can be an emotional release of all the stress and tension that has built up between them, allowing them to connect more deeply on an emotional level. This is especially true if it is done in an emotionally safe environment where both partners feel comfortable expressing their feelings. When crying during sex, it's important to take into account your partner's needs as well as your own. You should talk to each other openly about how you are feeling and what kind of emotions you are experiencing so that you can make sure everyone feels comfortable with the situation. It's also important to remember that crying during sex doesn't necessarily mean there is something wrong. Sometimes people cry simply because they are overwhelmed by the intensity of their emotions or connection with their partner. Crying can help create a deeper sense of intimacy between partners as it allows them to express themselves more fully and shows vulnerability, which helps build trust within the relationship. Finally, if one or both parties do end up crying during sex, it's important not to judge each other or try to force either person into stopping out of embarrassment or shame. Instead, allow yourself and your partner time afterwards for cuddling and talking about any feelings that came up from the experience so that you can process them together in a healthy way. So there you have it. Why women might cry when having sex. Remember that if you or your partner does find yourself shedding tears during intimacy, it doesn't necessarily mean something negative. It could just be your body expressing itself in a very special way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on future videos from me. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.